Welcome, everybody. We are so happy to have you here. Andrea will join us in a little bit. Today, we're talking about customer service and making it super easy. So I hope you're excited for this one. We are for sure. If you're watching from anywhere in the world, drop a comment down below and let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear where you're from. And sorry we missed you guys in the last couple of weeks. For those new joining us, we go live every Monday. We took the last couple of weeks off. There was just vacation things happening and the Canadian Thanksgiving. So we are back at it this week. The customer service log is something we've been really excited about launching. For those that don't know, we have a couple memberships. One is the CEO Spreadsheet Suite, and we had just opened up that module for customer support. There's mini projects in there to help you organize and streamline your business. And so we finally got that sheet done, put it in there. And then also for our VIPs, it's in the vault where they get PLR rights to that sheet. And so Andrea and I had been even struggling ourselves with customer service. We get lots of emails. Andrea actually tackles a lot of the emails. So it's something, we love touching base with our customers and making sure that everything gets handled appropriately, that we don't miss anything. But it can be a lot sometimes. So we were trying to figure out a way to, make it faster, make it more streamlined. We all have ChatGPT, but we don't want to be going to ChatGPT to, write out our questions every single time for the same issues that come up. We often find customer service has similar problems coming, the same solutions. So how can we make this faster? And so we created a spreadsheet to help support with that, with some of your, the common issues, and then a prompt. And then Andrea had taken that customer service log and started implementing into our own business. And Andrea's brain is beautiful because she will take something and morph it again. So, little surprise for you guys. We launched the sheet and then we came up, or Andrea came up with some even like cooler features to add on to that, because we're always looking for ways to make something simpler for you, more streamlined, all of those things. So today, for those that are members, you will find the spreadsheet in the vault and the CEO Spreadsheet Suite. But today we're covering a new version that we will launch shortly back into there. So you're welcome to use the one that's there if you're kind of early stage business. But this one that's coming is good if you're kind of, later stage, you really know what your offers are and what kind of emails are coming in and that kind of thing. Because you can kind of set up templates for yourself to help with this. So I guess we might as well switch over to the spreadsheet so you guys can see. Let's see. Let's do window. No, Chrome tab. I'm trying to find the right one here. This one here. Awesome. Okay, so for those that have the one that we just launched last week, the dashboard is going to look the same. Here is just giving you can set your start and end time. And then right away gives you how many open cases you have, how many follow-ups are required, and then your average response time, because that can be important for yourself and your customers to make sure that you're responding to things in a timely manner. It just gives you a breakdown of your cases. So the ones that are in progress and closed, the priority level of them. If you have a team, this is handy to see what's being handled by the different team members and your response time as well. And then case type. So this one has a lot more because Andrea and I both know what kind of issues are coming into our business. So we've really expanded this, and this just gives you an overview of what kind of issues are coming in. So you can see general inquiry is quite high, login issues as well. So I don't know if, yeah, okay, good. I was hoping it wasn't totally filled with information. So This is the customer support log of the new one. And so we've got a ticket ID here, your date received. Now, the cool thing that Andrea has added is to copy and paste straight from your emails. I'm not going to open up my email because I don't want to reveal any like confidential information with customers, but when you go in and copy and paste, you're going to see their name. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to zoom in. You're going to see their name and email. And so we're actually copying that information as well as their question or their comment. And the reason Andrea added that feature is because she has formulas in here that's automatically going to pull the customer name and email. So I love that. So now we don't have to enter that independently. We're always looking for ways to simplify, and this is a great way of doing that. So then you can mark, your status and your priority level. These are just drop downs, so you can kind of customize those. I think they're all customized in the setup tab here. Yeah. So quite often you'll find with our spreadsheets and maybe other templates that you get, there's going to be a setup tab. I know I'm kind of going over the customer support log right away, but the setup tab is often where I head first to just kind of have a look at what's being pulled for drop downs and if we need to make any changes. So your status level, your priority level, that kind of thing. And then, sorry, I should go back and say like the customer support log is where you can start recording those issues. And the reason that we're popping those in there is because it's going to give us a prompt at the end that's very specific to, the customer concern. And then it's going to link to our troubleshooting guide, which is this tab over here. So if I pop over to this troubleshooting tab, I know I'm going all over the place here, but this is like the new thing that Andrea had added was here's our common errors and requests. So they can't log in. They want to downgrade their membership. They want to upgrade their membership. They want to change their email on file. Things like they need to change their billing. This one's merging contacts. All of those things can be popped into here with your troubleshooting steps laid out here. There's a drop down here for who it's handled by. So the help desk agent is us. So that's Andrea and I, and then, or the customer. So sometimes something's going to require Andrea and I to maybe like reset their account or do something on the back end. But if it's the customer, then we're sending them instructions on like, okay, here's how you can update your billing and that kind of thing. Time estimate. I love this feature because if you're working with a team, people can kind of get a gauge for how long this task should actually be taking, and then any resources and notes. So I wanted to show you that troubleshooting guide so that the customer support log makes sense. So when we copy and paste a support question in here, we're going to be selecting a case type. And that is going back to this troubleshooting guide, right?
No, that goes to the
it goes here, the prompt setup?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this setup area has all these prompts here, or all these issues that might come up. And then kind of your prompts are written here. So if we go back to the customer support log, this is just giving this like final formula some information. This is going to fill out automatically any of these pink cells, who it's assigned to. This is optional if you want to give a due date for that response. And then this is where this prompt pulls it all together. So I'm going to click here so you can kind of see what's going on. So this is looking up F8, which is this case type here in the setup tab that I just showed you. And then it's going to, look at the customer issue that was provided in C8. So it's looking at the email that they provided. And this is a cool feature that Andrea added because I really struggled with The original one, we were providing you guys prompts, but we want you to be able to customize those prompts in an easy way, because sometimes when people come into these types of formulas, it can be overwhelming. So I love what she's done, where she's just added this column here. So column L is additional info for the prompt. And so what that's doing is it's pulling it also into this formula if you need to, customize it from there. So love that feature.
And that's where the troubleshooting guide will come in handy, because you're going to copy whatever, the solution is, and then you're going to paste into that one. And just, this is like, because the prompt gives instructions to ChatGPT of like what you want to do, right? But then the additional information just gives you, here is what I want you to do. Because if not, the prompt is like, oh, give step-by-step instructions, but ChatGPT has no clue what the instructions are. So that's
Mhm.
where you go to the troubleshooting guide, and enter the information in there. You can just copy and paste. Or if, for example, somebody come in and say, hey, I'm having issue logging in, then I have, I will enter in that thing. I'll just say like the login issue has been resolved, or like we reset their account, or like some information that's, relevant to what I want ChatGPT to say, if that makes sense. Because then it doesn't give like general information. It's basically, okay, it sounds weird saying that we use ChatGPT to customer support, but it's taking what you want to say and then taking that brain uh waste, right? The brain power that you were going to put to make the message nice. ChatGPT does it for you, right? With your tone, because we already have our ChatGPT is like fine-tuned to our tone of voice, to the way we speak, to all of that. So then I basically just, in the additional prompt, in the additional info, I just enter like, hey, I already closed the case, just let them know that, or something like that. So it's like extra information to be added to that. So ChatGPT doesn't go crazy and give like information that it's going to make it worse than if you were just quickly responding to that.
Yeah, I love that. And it makes perfect sense. Like, as much as you can, like, kind of automate things by looking up prompts and things, there's always going to be a little bit of customization, I feel like for this example, like we get a lot of requests for participation in bundles. And so as an example, our prompt probably said, like, it's probably right here, that, hey, like, thanks for sending this over. I'll have a look at it and chat with Andrea, and I'll get back to you, and then sign off. But of course, you're not going to go and say that to everybody. So this is a way where you can add in some information to say, like, if you know right away that you want to participate, then we can add that information in.
You're ready for the application.
Yeah, something like that to make it obviously so it's not this like copy and pasted response.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool. And so this column, we're just pasting in our resolution or reply. I think that's a great feature to have, especially when you're working with a team, or if you have VAs looking after something, maybe you just want to do a quick scan of that email to see what went out. And it helps with follow-up and that kind of thing. So we've got resolution date. This is going to calculate your response time. We can flag whether follow-up is required. And then this is specific to us. I don't think we'll add this into the template. What do you think, Andrea?
If they want, if we can leave it there and then let them know
Yeah.
that it's to organize their inbox, because that's something that our inbox was very all over the place, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just wanted to, because we work together, like I had to keep going back to the sent messages, for example, to see like what you responded, or what the email was about. So then that just helps you really like label and organize your inbox. Just makes it easier. I mean, we can leave it there and they can just hide it or delete it if they don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think that is, especially if you're working with a team that will like archive the messages in a way that you can go back to that if you needed, maybe, instead of doing the search, maybe that will help. I don't know. And it's a way to like standardize everything. So for example, if you go in, or if we train our VA, for example, to handle some other issues that, doesn't need us specifically to answer, then I want them to, like categorize and file those emails like we were going to. So that just helps.
Yeah. I haven't used tagging myself much. Is it, I guess I have in a way, but I don't know if it was called tagging, but will it pull it out of your inbox and into a folder, or is it still in your
Yeah,
inbox?
it's they changed the name, but it is folders basically. The
Oh, it
only
is. Okay.
Yeah, the only difference, which I love label the most, is that you can put in two separate categories. So if you see here, we have a case type label, and then we have the status label. So now, that email specifically gets the collab, and then it gets the follow up. Or once it's done, we have the resolved one. So we know that we do not need to take action on that email anymore. With the folder system, we would have to pick which folder that email was going to go into. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. And this feature is great too. So this will be an app script that you've added, right? To close out or hide the closed tickets.
Yeah. That will be
Um,
based on column D. If you pull the drop down, you will see closed. Yeah. So
so
anyone that you change it to, it's not on yet, but anyone that you change to closed, not only do the conditional formatting thing that you had added, but then you can hide, just check the checkbox, just like a lazy
yeah.
thing. You could right click and hide it, but then that just makes it cuter. I love it. Or you
Yeah.
could, like, if you're working on a bunch of them, you're closing, 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 and then that way you can just check in there. Like if they are, one is closed, one is open, one is pending, one is this, and then
Mhm.
you check the checkbox, and then everything that is closed only will hide.
Yeah. So you're gonna have it hide instead of move to a closed spreadsheet or
Yes. So if
yeah?
you see there, the rows is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 8, and then 23. So our
Oh,
previous cases, there's information in there. So
oh, sorry. Ah! Oh no. I'm gonna just switch.
yeah, that's why I was hiding. But yeah, let's just get out of the way because it's close. And then I only closed the ones that have been resolved. So anything that it's pending or need follow up or just came in, it's still gonna be open in there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What about now I've hidden everything. Anyways, I'll figure that out. I'm gonna share my screen again. Whoops. Why is this not? Oh, it's on stage. There we go. Okay. I wanted to go back here. I haven't actually tested this, and maybe Andre, when people set filters, that is only going to be like if it's shared as a template, the filter doesn't stay on, right?
There's an option. If there is somebody, okay, so if you are working on the spreadsheet just yourself, nobody else is in that spreadsheet right now. When
Mhm.
you do the filter, it's going to filter everything and leave it as that. I know because we had issues with RVA when I, filtered something in the members list, and then she's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I can't edit anybody else." That's because the blank rows
Filter.
hiding. So, but if there's somebody else on the sheet with you, then it will give you a warning. Say, do you want to filter for everybody, or do you want to just filter your view?
Okay, I was wondering why I get that notice sometimes and not others, so I didn't
That's
realize
why
it was.
we're collaborating. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then if this was shared as a template for somebody else to use, the filter would come off, wouldn't it? Do you think?
I'm not sure.
I wonder if we should test that. I'm
Yeah.
just curious, like hiding versus like filtering, you could take off all the closed ones here.
You can, yeah, make a copy of that. Oh, put some information, like dummy information in there.
Maybe I should do a copy. Well, this is a copy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I never tried that before.
okay. So a filter is on. I'm gonna like remove the closed ones. Click OK. So it's actually gonna disappear.
Mhm.
And then I guess I should do it like this. Does that matter if I make a copy or if I like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so if we do this and do a copy.
It's not showing the tab.
Oh. Okay, so I gotta stop sharing. That's why I always just share my whole thing.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so it saved it.
It did.
Yeah. The
That's
filter is still
another
there.
option. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know it would work that way. So anyway, sorry if you're following along here, that's what we're testing is if we often, not often, but a few spreadsheets we put in the option to have like an app script or something that like removes closed cases or closed projects or things that you might not want in your spreadsheet anymore. And so that's what we were talking about with this checkbox. So when this is checked, it would remove that. Well, it wouldn't remove it. In this case, we were going to have it hide, just like you do when you go to, say, click on row 24 and then hide a row. It's just kind of easier to do it all in one click instead of like going through each closed item and hiding it. An app script is a lot faster to do that. But if you're concerned about like sharing an app script sometimes gives like that notice and you have to let customers know about that they have to accept it, that it's not going to be something dangerous to their computer. Or if you're concerned about yourself trying to figure out an app script and put it into your Google Sheet, you could have like encourage your customer to put the filter on, or you can have it on for them and then they just go ahead and sort here. So that's another option for you guys.
Yeah, that is actually better. I think just about the script, the warning I learned, I don't know why they do that, but the warning only shows when you have like them click on something like a button or an image or something that has the script attached to it. When it's a checkbox, it's the on edit function, so it doesn't trigger that. So if you,
Oh,
oh, there's no script in there, but if you try to click that, the hiding,
yeah.
it would pop up. That's why I started using checkboxes now instead. I love the look of the button, but
Yeah.
it gives the warning and the checkbox doesn't. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
And you had also started using checkboxes instead because on your mobile phone, it shows up where a button doesn't,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that's yeah, that's a
So
great
it's a
point.
lot more user friendly, especially when you're creating templates for other people and you don't know, like you could be a desktop user, but your person wants to be using it on your mobile phone. So
Yeah, iPad or something that you still,
yeah.
yeah, that's a good
Oh,
point.
that's cool. All right. What else? I think if you're like setting up your own sheet, a great thing to do is like if you don't know off the top of your head your customer service stuff, go into ChatGPT and tell it about your business and what are some of the common requests or errors that can happen, and that will like prompt your ideas for putting together something like this. It's almost like a mini like SOP kind of thing on like instructions on here here's how to resolve some of these things. And even if you're not, like, if you're going to create this yourself, you don't even, you can start just with the troubleshooting guide. Like, that's a great way to start there, to have a base to build off of. The customer support log just takes it a whole other level. But if you're just like beginner, starting with a troubleshooting guide can be really helpful.
Yeah, it saves you time. If I could just like picture for you guys like how much I hated doing customer support, like not because of the person, but because of like the energy that took, like it drained the energy out of me, because it was always the same thing over and over, right? Oh, my thing, my login isn't working, or my this isn't that. And like, it's like, oh my gosh, here we go, this again, So I'm like, it got so repetitive that, I was just like dreading opening the emails. And then, but now, not only, the troubleshooting guide just saves me a ton of time, but like, okay, the login isn't working. Why? Because we have login issues with like the profile has been deleted. Maybe something didn't trigger in the automation and they didn't even receive any login, when they purchased the membership or whatever product. Or maybe, whatever reason it is. So maybe I think we have like 2 or 3 different kinds of like login issues. And tech happens, right? It's not our things, and sometimes it just happens. So I'm just like, okay, great. And like, which one is it? Like, which case? Like, what do I have? Because with each login issue, there's a different step by step, right? And yes, you could make a SOP for that, but it's such a quick resolution, right? Okay, you didn't receive your thing. Let me just add you to this automation that will trigger that for you. I know for sure it will trigger your login, right? But then like you have to stop and think, okay, which one is it? So then a troubleshooting guide is kind of like a mini SOP that you have in there. It's something that doesn't need like a whole document just for that, but it's still good to have. And again, when you have that ChatGPT prompt in there, it just say like, keep it friendly, use our tone of voice, write the email as we would have. And then because we enter like samples right into ChatGPT to fine tune that. So it just basically, you just copy and paste the troubleshooting thing, and then it gives the instruction to the customer. And it took me like 2 seconds for something that would take me a week. Sorry guys if you got a delayed response, because it's true. I dreaded doing it. And now I'm just like using the sheet. It's like I'm actually excited. I was like, please send me emails. I wanna fine tune the spreadsheet now. And now we don't have any emails because we cleared everything with that. So
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
even if you are doing that yourself, even if you don't work with a team, this is just another one of those spreadsheets. Like people pay a ton of money for this kind of softwares, right? That Zendesk, or anything that you can register the ticket, right? I forgot what it's called. There's a name for that. Like you put in the ticket, right? And then there's the information, and then there's this, and then there's that. Like this is at least $100 a month, right? The plan. So of course, like with spreadsheets, there is a little bit more of like the manual, right? You have to copy and paste the email, and then you have to, copy and paste the prompt into ChatGPT. But again, like I have been taking the spreadsheet with automations like further, like a step up. And then I've been tinkering with labels in Gmail to filter into Google Sheets, right? There's a script for that. I think I even have a blog post for that, but I've been playing with that. And the way that I have been organizing our emails into like those labels or folders or whatever you want to call, it's because I can use that label and then filter. So for example, I can put our VA, for example, to watch our inbox. Anytime an email comes in, we'll train her to be like, this is this type of problem, right? So you're going to tag this as general inquiry, for example, or you're going to tag this as new, right? And then I will filter those emails into the spreadsheet, And then from there, I can just open that daily, copy, she will copy and paste, for example, what the email is. And then I'll just put the prompt in there, and then I open the email quickly and then just send the response, like if it's something that we need to handle. So, and then with the ChatGPT prompt, if you want to take a step further, you can add ChatGPT into Google Sheets. So then you don't have to even leave your sheet, right? You can just plug that in there. And I don't know how to respond to a specific mail yet from your Gmail, but there's a way that you can send that email, that response, directly to the person from your sheet. Just click a checkbox or a button, and that email will be sent directly to the person. So, like, literally, you just need to open your spreadsheet and you have everything there, and you send the response. We're not at that point yet, but it's something that can be done, right? If you really want to, and it's a system that it's free, right? You just have to adjust to what works for you. um and I don't know, they're very we love creating sheets to solve problems, like we love doing that, but there's only a selected few that we actually use like daily, which are the ones that we have in the CEO spreadsheet membership. Those are the selected few that we use, every time that we have tested and that it works for us, and it's how we run our business. Like, we don't, except along aside from the email marketing and the platform that where our membership is, we don't use any other software to run the business. I mean, we use StreamYard, we have a bunch of different subscriptions, nothing specifically to run the business, like no QuickBooks, no Zendesk, none of this other stuff that adds up.
Monday.
Monday, right? Like, none of that stuff. Like, we don't need it. We do everything for free in Google Sheets. So, anyways, if you are in our world, you're welcome to. We have the VIP group, and you're welcome to. We actually had somebody posting really beautiful post in there yesterday. Joanna, she just posted a spreadsheet that she made. It wasn't any of the templates that we have created, but she took the templates that we create, and it inspired her to create something that works for her business. And that, to me, that was, but she's like, oh, I hope it's okay to post. I was like, this is exactly what we are, where we want. This is exactly what we are about. Like, yes, we have templates for you in the vault, but again, for you to be a business, each person is different. So maybe the templates that are in there, don't work for you the way that we use it. But if you tweak the template, like the customer service one, Mail Create, I have been thinking about that for like weeks now, if not months. Like, how can I automate the customer service thing? Because it's a really huge pain point for me that I really do not like. And then, like, in one weekend, she just made that appear out of nowhere. I was like, this is what I waited my whole life for. And then I took that and I, adjusted to my brain and what worked with my brain. So this is exactly what we are about in Spreadsheetables. It's just taking something, that just giving you the inspiration really to create your own and create something that works for your business and just run it for free. I mean, hopefully we can scale to 6-figure months one day, and I'm hoping that we'll still be using those because we love it. We absolutely love it.
For sure. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't even know where to go from there. You know what I was thinking about as you were talking? The email stuff, but you know what else comes up frequently? Etsy sellers and selling digital products, and the customer service can be very redundant. And so as you were talking, I was like, oh, now the pulling the name part and that stuff won't work, but having it in the troubleshooting guide, because you get asked all the time, like, I didn't get my download. How do I download? And that is one question that people have to answer over and over again. So yeah, anyways, so many ways to use that. And
Yes. That's a great one too. Let me
Yeah.
see. It does. I mean, you can. The pulling the name is just a formula that I've added to the formatting that it comes, in the email. So because when the message first come in, it shows their name, and then there's those two little brackets like this,
Yep.
and then with the email inside. So the formula is searching for that specific format. But however the message comes from Etsy, let's see, I don't have any right now. But then, maybe you can pull, maybe you can even copy and paste their names and then the message, like inside of that one cell, and then just have it, just adjust the formula really to pull that. And again, you can use ChatGPT for that, right? You say you paste the message, the format of the message, right? The name, maybe not email, because Etsy doesn't really care about the email, but just put the name in there and just say filter, give me a formula to filter the name out of this message, and then in Google Sheets, and then ChatGPT will help you.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking, because you're entering in line by line, it's okay to just type over. Like, so where Andrea has like the name, there's a formula in there, and it's going to come up with an error when you put the Etsy message in, but just type their name in. Like, that formula was just to save yourself that extra step of having to manually enter their name. So don't be afraid of, you haven't broken that formula. You've broken it in that one cell, but that doesn't matter, because you're not going to come back and like clear out that cell and use it again, or that row and use it again for a different name or something like that. So trying to do it that way too.
Yeah. So in Gmail, when the response, like they have this chain, right? They build up a chain of messages. Somebody responds. On the response, it doesn't have that format. It just has their name. But then, you can just copy and paste, and then with the message, put the name in, and then just put the brackets in. The email will work. Just the little bracket thingies.
Yeah.
Then the name first, space, and then the brackets with the email inside. That's how the formula is. I think I have a note in that one of the cells saying that it has to be structured that way. But yeah.
Cool. Oh, I guess you get emails, now that I'm thinking about it, you get emails from Etsy too, don't you, with customer service? I always go into the app, but anyways.
I turn all Etsy notifications off.
No, because you get them from the app, right?
Yeah, you could. If there is, that's a good point. If the message does come in the email, you can just feed that whole email into that cell.
Yeah, and that would work. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So many ways to help all sorts of different businesses. We tend to help, coaches, digital product creators, membership owners. We have a little bit of a mixed bag, everybody looking to, grow their business and be able to streamline things and scale it. You can't really scale until you're organized and you have a solid base. And that's what I love. When I joined with Andrea, she had this vision to like really be organized before scaling, not to the point that it holds you back and you're, struggling over those steps, but making sure that we have that whole back end organized with all our Google Sheets that we have, which are all laid out conveniently in the CEO spreadsheet suite for you guys.
There we go.
Awesome.
That was the wrong message. Yeah, it's in there, right?
Yeah, that I just used the template from last time. That's why it's all written out like that.
Yeah, no, but it's this customer service sheet is in the CEO as well.
Yeah, awesome. And the new template will come soon too. There is one there, and then the new template will come soon.
Yep.
Awesome. See you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.